Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're kind of getting back to early morning streams. Today's topic: how to make money without a job. Foundational skills that you need to do that. I get a lot of questions from people. Hey, Glendon, is YouTube good? Is Facebook good? Is this good? Well, the first skill that you need to have that's going to help you with that is analyzation skills. This, hands down, is one of the most important things that you can bring to the table to help you make money. First of all, let's talk about an analyst. You always hear about it, like you're watching the capital markets, you're watching stock reports, and there's always this guy that works for this company or has his or hers own business where it's like from such and such analyst firm, this analyst for Goldman and Sachs, this analyst for Merrill Lynch, this analyst for whatever. These are the people that go through the data and make recommendations on if you should buy or hold or sell stocks or bonds or whatever. Someone's got to look at that information. My background, I used to work in a lab. And that's one of the things I bring to the table when I start doing projects. I start looking at how's the market's going to do. I mean, you got to become an analyst. You've got to be able to look at whatever you want to do. And what I'm finding is it's not so much that people can't do a certain thing. It's just they don't want to do a certain thing. They're looking for sure bets. They're looking for sure things. And that's just not reality. But to help you become a better analyst, be sure to take advantage of two things I got going on. Once again, the only product that I have for this channel right now is Culture the Hustler. It is a business building foundational group. You can get in for $250 a year, pay once, and you're good for the year, annual subscription, or you can pay $25 a month. The link's below. Now, I'm going to talk about what I just said, and I'm going to tell you how I arrived at those numbers, because what? You need to be an analyst, right? You need to be able to look at your marketplace and say what's appropriate for the marketplace. I've had this channel. This is my 8th year. I'm going into my 8th year. And many of the people who find the videos have jobs. I would say 90-some%, maybe 95%. I ran into a longtime viewer, Will, in Whole Foods yesterday. That was real cool because he came up to me. He was so funny. He was like, how's your cousin? Hey, do you know anything about Hustlers Kung Fu, right? And I had one of these shirts on. That was really funny. But Will is getting into heating and air conditioning, and he's got a job. He's transitioning to his own thing, and he said watching the channel really helped him make some moves. Now, since 90-some% of the people here have jobs, that means they don't have a lot of time. And that's something that I took for granted because I'm a unicorn, I'm a mutant. I got all the time in the world to work on my stuff. Everyone doesn't have that. So have jobs, are looking to transition, and I like the word he used, transition into business ownership. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take a certain level of structure. So coming up with the $25 and the $250 that's where most people with limited time, limited budgets, is pretty easy for them to handle. So once again, this is from, doing all kinds of stuff. I've had very expensive products. I've had really inexpensive products. But going forward, because I'm doing a new channel, Video Marketing Therapy, Culture the Hustler is the only thing that I'm selling on this channel. And the reason is, as people go through the process of 100 Days of Success, it's something that can integrate in their life already. You just can't say, okay, take somebody from 0 to 1,000 in 30 days. It's just very hard. Some people can do it. Most folks can't. So once again, Analyzation, looking at the marketplace. What can people pay? Where are they? How can you serve them? What can you give them? And that works. And, unlike previous things, I'm not changing the price because, there's the guy in me that's always push, 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 sell, 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 sell. But looking at the marketplace and looking where people are, and this is something that's happened quite often, is people want to buy something, but they didn't have the money. And then they really like the program, then the price changed. So at least till I get to a certain level of members in the group, I think there's 32 right now. When I crush 100, I'll probably raise the price. Maybe, I don't know. But, until I get to that, you're good. Now, the second part of analyzation is, what can you do? What can you bring? Because when you go back to these Goldman Sachs or Bank of America or Wells Fargo, all these companies have analysts, and a lot of these people who become rock stars where their predictions or recommendations really crush it, they often go on to form their own firms. So these people get paid millions of dollars to do research. And in some cases, when they start their own brokerage, they do their own, hang their own shingle up, it could be billions. Some of these folks who got into investment banking, who started off as an analyst and kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, now own firms, and many of them, well, not many, some of them have become billionaires. Some of them have become billionaires. So that's the first principle. You got to learn how to analyze a market, and that's something that we're going to talk about in Culturally Hustler. That's going to be part of 100 Days to Success, because you got to stop asking these questions. Now, this is going to bring me to another point. Get started. There are many people who have been in the point of stasis, or what I, fin to start, about to start, getting ready to start. This stuff has, some people have been there for 2, 3, 4 years. You've lost money by not taking action. You got to get started. And that brings me to market evaluation. When you want to sell something and when you want to go to the marketplace, you've got to look at where you fit in. Like with the new company, Video Marketing Therapy, I have run 4 experiments on that, and this is marketplace evaluation. And one of the things that I've came to understand about the marketplace is there are many YouTube channels that cater to people who want to start YouTube channels, or video influencers, or video and creators. And there's no channel that is exclusively marketing to business owners. Just because you print up a business card and put "I'm the boss bitch" on it, that doesn't make you a business owner. Business owner comes when there's money and revenues coming through the gates. And it becomes really, really interesting. So that whole thing is going to be sequenced and set up for a very small, let me be real clear again, a very small demographic. So that channel is going to be really different. There's going to be a lot of stuff on there. And as I get my intros to stuff, I will do a video and get you guys who are interested in video marketing to go over there. But that's what comes from marketplace evaluation. These things don't happen with eBay, Amazon, or any platform that is a channel. If you're going to put forth your hard-earned time is the most important resource that you have, and you go on these platforms and you don't learn how to become an analyst, you don't learn how to do marketplace evaluation, you can make some money, but ultimately you're going to lose, because those marketplaces shift so fast. I remember when eBay would make a change once a year, once every 18 months, that's out the window. All of them are moving fast because the marketplace is just a beast. It keeps moving. We are the constituency of the marketplace, the folks who spend money on products and services. Our desires change. Someone comes up with a better mousetrap. Someone comes up with better kung fu, and the market moves. So these marketplaces have to be very active. They have to be very proactive, and they have to sometimes turn on a dime, which means if you're a small guy, you could be catching hell. And that's what's happening to a lot of people. But then this is something else that many people don't pay attention to. Everything that is sold, there's something called copy. This is the language that's used to sell it. This is the packaging on the item. This is the verbiage on the websites. This all this stuff. I took a picture on my Facebook page and put it up. It was from Snapple, and it was talking about how your brain has more synapses than all the stars in the universe. And hold on a second. There we go. And it was, I just put it there, and it was real interesting, but that's copy. Someone had to write that. Someone had to create the Snapple logo, and that's design and copy. But these are going to be really, really important things with doing your marketplace evaluation, doing the things that you need to do to move your business forward. Copywriting is very important. You don't have to become a master copywriting, but you need to know enough to be dangerous. There's all kinds of courses and stuff out there that will help you. But if you become really good at copywriting, and this is something else like with the analyst, because this is a core skill for how to make money without a job, the foundational thing, then you have to really understand that if you become really good, that can help you launch your own business. There's this guy, he has a internet name because he's in the romance sector, but he became so good at copywriting that he no longer works for anyone. And we were in a group together, and he was just saying, I make $3 million a year working for myself. Why would I work for someone else? $3 million a year, a highly automated process. I mean, most folks can do quite well on $3 million a year. Even after taxes, that's still $1 million plus something, even after taxes. Put in your mind, that's still like 200 grand. Say $180,000 a month after taxes. I mean, seriously, would you be interested for working for someone else if you was bringing home after taxes 180 G's per month? So I've seen this since I've been an internet marketer. I've seen a lot of people make this big change. I've seen so many folks go ahead and move into 100% business ownership because they hammered down one of these core principles of how to make money without a job. That's how important this stuff is. So once you get to marketplace evaluation, you become really good with that. Then you can stop asking this question, is this good or is that good? You won't have to ask that question because you will know. Like, with video and video marketing, YouTube, I know what I'm getting into with that marketplace. I could sit there and battle all of these beauty vloggers or, people who have the inside track, or I can go ahead and serve a market that no one is speaking 100% to the business owner. I am a business owner. I used to own a retail business, and when people would come in from merchant accounts, from advertising to yellow pages, I know those pitches and I know what I hated. So creating this new channel, I'm going to leave all that stuff I hated out and get down to the money, get down to what the decision maker wants to hear and needs to hear to make better decisions. That's what you can do when you have marketplace evaluation. And so many people are looking for the system without understanding the marketplace. The marketplace dictates everything. Many people don't seem to understand, Gary V. VaynerMedia. Did you know that that's one of the few companies that you can go through to do advertising on Snapchat? Now do the math. You just can't go to Snapchat and do self-serve. You can't do that. You've got to go through a broker, and he owns one of the brokerages. Now, knowing that information, does it now make a little bit more sense why he is pushing Snapchat so hard? Because if he's pushing Snapchat and he owns one of the few portals now, because they'll probably change in the future, where you can get in and advertise, you got to go through VaynerMedia or one of the other ones. And it's not that many that you can just get into Snapchat marketing because you don't have the interface or the connects. So That's another thing about marketplace. And nobody really asks these questions because they're not technicians. They are not on the ground floor. They're not doing the hard work. They're not doing that stuff. So they don't really get how this thing works. Now, another core skill, foundational stuff for how to make money without a job is marketing. You are going to have to learn how to market. If let's say you're an eBayer, right? And you learn how to market, and then you find out there's an underserved market and there's not too many people selling that product. And then you go ahead and start doing paid traffic. You create a blog. You do all of this stuff. You have your item on the blog. You do a YouTube channel. You create content marketing. You could literally own that market and make hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands of dollars per month from selling one product. And there are people who do this. That's the power of marketing. But a lot of folks are looking for the hit it, quit it, I can chill, when really you're working harder than you have to. Because when I was in resale, that whole thing of going to thrift stores, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody that goes to thrift stores, but it's a time to money issue. I could go to a storage auction, right? Spend 5 days a week and literally get tens of thousands of items to sell. You know, you buy a unit, there's 300 pieces, including clothing, furniture. There might be 1,000 pieces, depending on the size of the unit. Or I can go cherry pick through a thrift store, but I'm in that thrift store 2 to 3 hours every day. Or I'm a slave to, I got to be there when the new stuff comes out because there's other pickers who are going to be there taking the inventory. So I went ahead and established the system and the infrastructure where I could handle thousands and thousands of products. That's one of the reasons that I was able to rise up through the ranks of the buyers, because I had the money to do that. Whereas if you keep playing small and not learning the foundational skills, I believe at some point, maybe in the next decade, that all of these stores are going to have their own online presence. They're going to have someone that's going to go through the store and cherry pick and sell. Now, in some places already doing it. It just makes sense. And what makes sense usually makes dollars. But you're going to have to learn marketing. You're just going to have to embrace it and get into it. Now, this is another pivotal skill to how to make money without a job. Learning how to sell stuff. And I think a great exercise for anyone, if you got a job or if you don't, get a part-time job where you have to sell a physical product. Something. You're going to learn so much that will help you with your business. And, that is something that many people overlook. There are many people who are really not getting into the world of marketing because they're following systems and they're doing all of this stuff that is not going to really go ahead and give them the results that they want. You're going to have to learn how to do a sales process. You're going to have to learn what a prospect is. You're going to have to learn what targeting of prospects is. I'll give you an example. If I wanted to sell pain products, I'm targeting people clearly over 50, because the older you get, sometimes you just wake up, shit hurts. So I'm going to target that demographic. I'm also going to target print, radio, and television advertising, because those forms of media still work for that demographic. If I wanted to sell a video game, I would be targeting the shit out of mobile. Mobile first, everything else second. I would be going ape on mobile. So part of the marketplace analyzation is knowing who is positioned where, so you can buy whatever you want to buy. And so many people are like running away from this stuff. And literally, if it's hard, if it's going to challenge you, understand it's hard and it's going to challenge other people. And if you run away from that stuff, you are literally running away from money. I want you to just see yourself. There's this bag of money. And because you don't want to do those things, you are running away from money. Visualize that. because I've seen too many people who couldn't find jobs. Lewis Howes, he dedicated himself to learning LinkedIn. Now he just blew the hell up on other things. Laura Stroder, I think I'm saying her name right. She learned how to do Twitter when Twitter was brand new. She did this thing years and years ago called Backstage Pass to Twitter. She was selling that for $400 a pop. So get deep. Stop being a surface level hustler. So it is really interesting. Oh, this is cool. Jen So Sweeto. This is lovely. I'm gonna have to screenshot that. What Glenda says worked. I applied his teachings on a service business that earned me $700 extra a month. Congratulations, Jen. Now let's talk about Jen's $700 a month. For some people who are on that borderline of poverty, and I'm not saying Jen is there, that's the difference between paying a light bill or being behind or getting your shit cut off. It's really crazy what it can do. Now, also, this is something else that's happening with Jen. As she continues on and she continues to make more money, she can turn that 700 into 7,000. It's just a matter of time, structure, pushing, whatever. And that's what happened when I was doing the storage auction stuff. I had several people who were pushing hard, who bought the first books, who established themselves. And I remember one guy, he got laid off. He had been doing storage auctions on the side for 2 years. 2 years, right? He got laid off, and he sends me this email. And he's like, Glenn, I just want to say thank you. I've been doing storage auctions for 2 years. He said, my storage auction income is 70% of my job income. And he was doing that part-time. So when he got laid off, he said, I'm just going to kick back and take my package, and I'm going to take unemployment for, I think they were giving it for a year. So he was able to scale up his money, make more money, and still get his benefits from being laid off. I mean, this is why you got to get started. It's definitely, it was just really interesting how if you are positioning yourself from a foundational standpoint on how to earn money. So, just from the top, before I bounce, analyzation skills, marketplace evaluation, copywriting, marketing, sales funnel development. Those are the foundational skills that if you become strong in any one of them, it's money. You become good at all of them, it's money. There is no way that you can go wrong doing this stuff. You can't. You just can't. You cannot go wrong doing this stuff. And there are many people who are what I call fucking your hindbrain. And you're going to see some of that on this channel because an asset that I'm working on for Culturally Hustler, it won't have anything to do with these principles because many people, it's not going to penetrate the hindbrain. The hindbrain is, when your kid was 1, 2, or 3 years old, me like, me don't like, me mad, me not mad, me happy, hot. That's the hindbrain, right? And the hindbrain is the gateway to the conceptual brain. There's this book by Oren Klaff, Pitch Anything. You can get it on Audible, and he talks about this. And it's very true. It's with sales, it's with relationships, it's with everything. So if you can't penetrate that hindbrain, what I like to call fucking that hindbrain, you're not going to get your message through. It's just not. And that's really important if you want to be really interesting where you're doing this stuff. This is funny. Jen is like rocking the comments. I got my best client on Craigslist. It's amazing what's out there because later on I'm going to do some other stuff, another project that I did on Craigslist. But that's the thing. You've got to learn these foundational skills. And for those of you who want to get more intimate, who want more, links below the live stream. And there's 2 ways to get into Culturally Hustler. And once again, that's the only thing I'm selling on this channel. That's it. That's the only course. That's the gateway to more stuff that's going to be popping off 2017. And you can do $25 a month, or you can do $250 a year plus The 250 a year, I'm doing some special. Everyone who gets the 250 special when I start the consulting arm of the business again, which will be early 2017. I just don't have the time to do that anymore. The consults are going to be $400 to $500, and you get 250 off. Plus, I'm going to throw another 50 on. So that's $300 off your first consult if you take advantage of the annual membership. Or you can do $25 a month. So if you don't have a lot of money, you can get in at $25 a month. If you have the 250, that's your best option. And what you're going to get is daily prompts, Monday through Friday, 100 days of success. We're going to start with mindset, foundational stuff, and then we're going to get into these things: analyzation skills, marketplace evaluation, copywriting, marketing, sales funnel development. And the way that this course is structured is somewhat like 30 Days to 2,500, but it goes much, much deeper, because one of the mistakes that I made on 30 Days to 2,500 was not really realizing where a lot of people were. I haven't had a job since 2000. 1999, 2000. That's the last time I had a job. And even then, it wasn't a clock in job. I had a lot of autonomy. I could come and go as I please. If I didn't want to go into the office, I didn't have to go in the office. So I've had this massive amount of freedom for years that most folks have never had. And that's what I was predicating my teachings and trainings on, without realizing where you are, which is you got a job, maybe you're married with kids, you don't have a lot of time. You have maybe 30 minutes, an hour, maybe 2 hours a day that you can work on stuff. And the training is pretty much like stick and move in the beginning. And as we build that foundation, then it's going to get harder, because you got to get in the habit of becoming successful. That's why it's called 100 Days to Success. And then after that, we're going to jump off into some other training. So it's going to be real interesting. So for those of you who are interested, it is below the video. It's below every video. And for those of you who want to do video marketing, I'm going to do a video probably next week when I launch the new channel, and then we can talk about that. But for Hustlers Kung Fu, the only thing is Culturally Hustler. That's it. Nothing else. All right. So you folks have a great weekend. You have a good morning. I'm out. I got to go do some heavy lifting in the gym.